They actually have a way for you to earn money doing, well, cubicle-like work, not selling. None of this has to do with selling, by the way. That's sales. That's for the sales force. Guess what? We have a sales manager. One of our guys who routinely sells runs between $15,000 and $30,000 each will teach you how to do the same. And he gets paid for every sale that comes through the line, not from you, but from us. And that's his incentive to make sure to help you get that done. How much can you stand to make if you're interested in selling runs? By the way, yes, you can work on the line and sell runs. Well, runs coming through our line, the base cost of a run is 9,800. And so you can sell for 15 grand, pay the line 10 grand, 9,800, and you keep 5,200, 5,000. And that's it. You had to do none of the work. Now, let me point this one out. Simple terms. This person does their job, the files go on to this person. They do their job, the files go on to this. They do their job, files go on to that. Well, think about it. First of all, if there's 3 people here, 3 people here, 3 people here, 3 people here, there's a job to one, a job to another, a job to another. Is there moving? And same thing, a job to another, job to another, job to another. If it's 5 people, same thing. Here's the point though, is the work gets from here to here, a new job can start. We don't have to wait for everything to get all the way through just to start the next run, which we always had to do in the old days when everyone did this themselves. But when one job gets cleared from here to here, another one can start. When a job gets moved from here to here, that can go to here and a new one can come in. Literally, it's possible to move very fast on this thing. You could be getting 100 to 200 an hour and do 2 hours worth of work, and you might get 10 of them a week. Literally, there's 2 grand a week, and if you sell a run, then there's 5 grand more. And you know why you're selling it, because you're working in here. You see all the expertise, the level, the growth, the understanding. You get the idea. You understand why this works, and you get the confidence to go selling a run. Now that's crazy, because we also know, and our sales manager can show you where the market is and all that stuff. You're not just going to hunt and peck. This guy's got clients, one of them in Singapore. He said the Asian market is screaming wide open. You know how we have like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and people see that as times of slowdown? Here's 2 things. One, Thanksgiving is a time of speed up for guys who need to get their Thanksgiving wares exposed as much as possible. So they're interested in prepping for that. And past Thanksgiving, what do we have? Christmas. You know how many people are doing their blasted most to spend as much as they can on good advertising to get as much as they can going and get pages indexed and get things happening. And by the way, we got a lot of pages ranked. If you haven't seen that, see it. The WordPress, again, we're getting tons of visitors for runs that are done right, and they've all been done individually. Now we're doing them at an extremely expert level with guys who are experts. So talk about selling a run for 9,800 is easy when you say it takes 15 experts to get the work done. Talk about justifying the cost. And the first step, content development. We don't just take your content, we help you ensure it's the right message for the right market as well as anyone can figure it out before we start. So we have somebody who's degreed to help make sure you get your stuff right. By the way, where would you get more of those content developers? They could be degreed too. They could be students leaving Cornell University. Could be the ones coming on here to freelance on the side and do this work for the clients. It's a big deal. What else do we have? It's not funny. We have a Emoji toolbar. Emoji toolbar in SQL. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Emoji toolbar and you know already with the, let me just show you because I just need to get this point made real fast. All right, there's just so much going on. We have that. We have other things. You wouldn't believe the people are lining up right now for those professional runs. There are people trying to pay us now. We have to keep telling them to stop. And we got like an SEO company that figures that they have probably around 40 clients who are going to want this run. That's just one guy in one spot. Really, I mean, it's insane, right? Delete. And we have an insurance company that wants to do this with their subsidiaries across the nation, like 20 to 50 of them. Okay, they want to do 20 to 50 of these runs. A production line, the way it is now, can handle about 10 runs a week. Well, if we have an SEO company coming in with 40 runs, another guy with like just 4 sitting on the side. One guy's just got 4 waiting. And then another guy wants to come in with, who knows, 20 to 50, 25. We got another guy who's an MLM system owner who wants to buy individual pages from us. He wants us to create like a million so that he can buy them at something like 50 cents each because he's going to resell them to his group at $2 a pop. Now think about it. That means he's going to pay 500 grand for the pages to resell to his group on like co-op routines or whatever it is for 2 million back, making $1.5 million in the process. That's the idea. Now this is just a chat right now, but it could happen. And we do have that kind of capability now where we never did before inside the SQL toolbar. That's huge. When you wanted to process the 65,000 mass pages or something like that, you know how this is. On everybody's computer, this takes something like a couple of hours. It might take less depending on the speed of your computer, right? For 65,000 raw pages. So then you can do the uniques, get the uniques at 65% or whatever percent you mark. If you want to be more conservative, lower similarity. It lowers the number of pages you get. But so what? You want to hear something? How long would it take you to do 100,000 mass, right? You know how long it takes in the SQL toolbar? Because you've got a picture of this, right? You sort of know what this means on your computer. We can do 100,000 mass in a minute now, and we just came up with a way of kind of like compressing the data in SQL that's going to allow us to do, instead of 100,000 in a minute, maybe like 500,000 or 1 million in a minute, maybe way more. And same thing with uniques, speeding up everything and getting things done. If I put this job into the SQL toolbar, I could get 500,000 mass in 5 minutes, and I will get that. I did it today. I could get 900,000 in 9 minutes, 1 million in 10. Now that's wild, because 1 million, how long would it take you to do here? Well, we can do it in 10 minutes, 1 million mass. That's insane. Now, for those who've said Excel's always had the limitation on the number of rows, and that's always kept down our uniques, you could never get 1 million uniques because you have to unique out from the mass, and mass can only hold 1 million. Not anymore. How about doing 20 million? It would take you like 3 hours and 20 minutes, 20 million mass in the SQL toolbar, and then from there, break the files out, because you can. You can take the data from the SQL, it's so simple, and it can be exported to individual files that are 1 million long. For uniques, even in here, it could be done on the Excel toolbar, but we're doing uniques on the inside of the SQL toolbar. Anyway, that thing, it's like we got it very far, and now that we were able to see it today, we can go oh so much farther. It's not funny. You attach a SQL instance, then you flip to customer, and you either choose from an existing customer or label a new one. Then you go to the var sheet. If it's an existing customer, you choose from one of the var sheets or enter a new one. If it's a new customer, well, obviously enter a new var sheet. Then you flip to uniques, and you just flat out say, and I can't flip these tabs without filling. Heck, I'll fill this out. Or PC, right? I'll say velocity escape. This is a big deal too because we can sell pages for clients that bought runs later, and by selling client pages for runs later, my brother. Of course, I'm always using my brother for examples, and then his wife's name is Jenny, Jennifer. And so then I can do something like say specify the number of uniques to generate in the first place. Isn't that weird? We could never do that in Excel. We'd say specify the number of mass and then you get however many uniques you'd get. Well, let's say we got a client and he already did a run. He already got 10,000 pages and he already got a lot of exposure and he goes, I want 50,000 more. There you go. I can go back to the customer tab. I can get him, and then I can go back to that var sheet for that run. Maybe he did more than one run, but this is the var sheet from that customer. And then I can get it, and now I can run 50,000 more. And I can because it will pick up where it left off every time I hit the start button. Okay, so it'll generate those at whatever uniqueness I want, and I can have the number of threads. Then when it gets done, and I'd actually have to do a run like that. I don't know, let me just do this fast just to make something happen. Like let's just say 40. I just want this to happen like screaming fast, and I didn't even. So number of threads 5. I don't know. Start.